Good evening. I am Adebare Ejibakide. The evening news. The federal government has disclosed that the first batch of 13 buses conveying 637 evacuees have arrived at the identified safe borders at Aswan, Egypt. This was announced in a joint statement issued today by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, signed by the Director overseeing the Office of the Permanent Secretary, Ambassador Janet Ulisa, and Permanent Secretary Dr. Nosi Sani Gosu. The government explained that the evacuees are undergoing necessary documentation and clearance before admission into the Egyptian territory for their eventual evacuation to Nigeria. It also announced that the movement of the second batch of 29 buses will commence today, while the evacuees are advised to be at the designated locations with only one luggage and cooperate with the government in ensuring orderliness and proper documentation. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the postponement of the 2023 population and housing census, earlier scheduled for May 3 to 7, 2023 to a date to be determined by the incoming administration. The president gave the approval after meeting with some members of the Federal Executive Council and the chairman of the National Population Commission, Nosi Isa Kwara, and his team at the presidential villa in Abuja. This is contained in a press statement signed by the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed. The minister indicated that the meeting reiterated the critical need for the conduct of a population and housing census 17 years after the last census to collect up-to-date data that will drive the developmental goals of the country and improve the living standard of Nigerian people. Mohammed quoted President Muhammadu Buhari as saying that appreciable progress had been made in the preparation for the implementation of the postponed census, adding that the president commended the methodology being put in place by the National Population Commission to conduct accurate and reliable census. The federal government, through the Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning, has said that fuel subsidy removal is yet to be suspended. A statement by the Minister's Special Advisor Media and Communications, Yunusa Abdullahi, indicated that the federal government planned to expand the subsidy removal committee to include state governors and teams from the incoming administration. According to the Finance Minister, Zainab Ahmed said the National Economic Council agreed that the subsidy must be removed as the nation could not afford it anymore. She said Council agreed that the fuel subsidy must be removed earlier rather than later because it is not sustainable. Meanwhile, Osho State government has blamed inherited revenue consultants from the previous administration as responsible for recent misconduct in the revenue collection process, declaring that Governor Ademola Adeleke has since ordered major shake-up and disengagement of culprits. Responding to recent activities of revenue consultants in the state, the statement signed by the spokesperson to the state governor, Malam Olawale Rashid, noted that the administration had retained some consultants in the spirit of continuity, but expressed alarm at recent turnout of events, which he said necessitated the major overhaul ordered by the state governor. He explained that further steps have been taken to arrest and prosecute any consultants whose activities are confirmed as injurious to the financial well-being of the state. The state governor affirmed that under his watch, Osho finances will continue to be guided with due process, transparency, and accountability. The federal government has warned that this year's rainy season and other weather conditions are likely to cause major disruptions in the country, which will affect citizens' health and infrastructure in key sectors. The warning is contained in a document prepared and made available to journalists by the panel chaired by the National Emergency Management Agency. According to a technical committee of experts set up by the government, this is due to the severity of the weather and lack of preparedness by relevant agencies. It further warned that roads, bridges, and other key infrastructure as well as communities may be washed away. While disease may break out in many communities, adding that the aviation sector is not left out, as airplanes may skid off runways and cause major catastrophes. It also warned that severe flooding would likely wash away farms and lead to the destruction of livestock, thus causing severe hunger in the land. In addition, it predicted that severe weather might worsen malaria, cholera, and other waterborne diseases and escalate depression among Nigerians. The document indicated that the agency developed the early warning messages in collaboration with several stakeholders, including representatives of about 22 ministries, departments, and agencies. The National Association of Resident Doctors have given the federal government 2 weeks to implement agreements concerning their demand of phased industrial disharmony. The resident doctors made this known today in a communique issued at the end of their extraordinary National Executive Council meeting held in Abeokuta, Ogun State. The meeting is predicated upon burning issues affecting the welfare of the doctors and the alarming rate of flight of doctors and other healthcare workers on account of poor remunerations, grossly inadequate funding of the health sector, and the attendant negative effect on the citizens and the health workers. Also, the doctors are demanding an immediate increment in the consolidated medical salary structure to the tune of 200% of the current gross salary of doctors, in addition to the new allowances included in the letter written by the association to the Minister of Health, Dr. Uzagi Ehanire, last July. The third session of the Church of Nigerian Diocese of Osun Anglican Communion under the diocesan will come to an end tomorrow morning with a thanksgiving at the Cathedral of All Saints, Balogun Agoro, Oshogbo. Highlights of the event include sermon and thanksgiving by each archdeaconry. And now to sports story. The Nigerian Football Federation has finalized plans to stage not fewer than 4 international friendlies for the Flying Eagles ahead of the FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Argentina. According to the head coach of the Flying Eagles, Ladan Bosso, the friendly matches was arranged to further blend the team ahead of the FIFA age grade competition. Bosso, after their 5-0 victory over Skilling Football Club of Jos, revealed to journalists that Flying Eagles will play 2 friendly matches with Niger Republic and Benin Republic before leaving Nigeria for Argentina on the 6th of next month. The 2023 FIFA World Cup will be hosted by Argentina and will commence on the 28th of next month to June this year. The Nigerian team is in the same group with Brazil, Italy, and Dominican Republic. And now to foreign story. Iranian Foreign Minister Hossein Abdullahian has said Saudi Arabia and Iran will reopen embassies in each other's capital. Speaking at a news conference in the Lebanese capital, Beirut, Abdullahian did not give specific dates for the reopening of the embassies, which was closed in 2016. The two countries reached an agreement in China earlier last month to re-establish diplomatic relations and reopen embassies after 7 years of tensions. It was learned that the relationship started deteriorating in 2015 following the intervention of Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates in the Yemen war after the Iran-aligned Houthi movement toppled the Riyadh-backed government and seized control of the capital, Sana'a. The Iranian foreign minister confirmed President Ibrahim Raisi would visit Syria in the near future without providing details. That ends the evening news on OSBC TV. Join us at 7 for the major reports. Good evening.